and we have been joined in the studio by the Chairwoman for the Harvest Praise Committee, Dr. Gloria Folson, and we'll be speaking to her about Harvest Praise, one of the best programs, gospel events in Ghana. You are welcome.
Thank you.
How are you
welcome,
doing?
Dr. Folson.
You say one of the best.
Oh, okay. I'm probably the best, right?
The best, okay.
Right. And it's your 25th year Silver Jubilee. How are the preparations? What are we to expect for this year's edition?
Right. So preparations are well underway. We're ready. So this year we're having 2 international acts. In addition to the host choir, Harvest Gospel Choir, and Harvest Theatre. So at Harvest Praise, we always have music, we have drama, and then we have the preaching of the word. So our international artists are Don Moen from the USA,
Big one.
and yes, and from Nigeria, Moses Bliss. Yes.
Hey, have a pressure. Hey, don't mind. That's a big one. That's a big one.
But is that to say we are not looking forward to seeing our own gospel artists in Ghana for this particular?
So this year, our own gospel artists,
Right.
our Harvest Gospel Choir.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yes.
I see.
Yes.
that's good to hear.
Right.
But I mean, just before Helen continues, when you speak to individual artists, right, and they put up their concerts, and they try to get such big acts like Don Moen. Some say, oh, they've got to write like 6 months, why, just to prepare their minds for these things. How easy or difficult was it for you to be able to get, a huge figure like Don Moen, who is big in the gospel space?
I won't say it's too difficult. It's not that it's so difficult, but you need to contact the right people. So we usually look for the managers of these people, or we go through their social media accounts, or we go through people who know them, who we know them. So many years ago at Harvest Praise, HP Kids, we had a minister called Mr. Donut Man. I don't know how many of you know Mr. Donut Man.
Right.
But he told us, that he was friends with Don Moen. So that's actually where we made our first contact with him. And that was quite some years back. We had wanted to have him in the year 2000, but then COVID happened and we had to suspend it and all of that. And some way, somehow, everything has worked out for this year, which I think is perfect for our 25th anniversary.
What would we say is different about this particular edition of Harvest Praise?
Well, every year there's something different. We haven't had Don Moen before, have we?
Right. Never.
We haven't had Moses Bliss before. We haven't combined a U.S. minister with a Nigerian minister.
Okay.
So that's new. HP Kids, which is a children's, version of Harvest Praise, is also having a notable number of musicians who relate, or who the youth or the younger ones relate very well to. And this year, being our 25th anniversary, we are launching a record label to serve the whole of the gospel music industry in Ghana and beyond. So that's a very special one.
That is laudable.
Very special, yeah.
That is laudable.
And with this record label, who are we to expect on? Is gospel musicians who want to be part can just walk in and be part of it, or how is it going to be?
Yes, it's not exclusive to any group. It's not exclusive to any group. You don't have to be in the ministry. You don't have to be in Harvest Gospel Choir. We will certainly have criteria with which we will screen, but it's open to all gospel musicians.
And it's happening on Good Friday.
It's happening on Good Friday.
Why always Good Friday?
Well, from the beginning, the first edition was in 1998. So it's 25 years.
Yes.
So 98. I bet. Were you born? Don't answer.
Was that a question
for
to
the
her or
boss.
to?
It was to both of you, but you can choose not to answer.
Oh, I was born. I was I can talk. I was born.
Yeah, so from inception, Harvest Praise was envisioned to be a gathering of saints, but also unbelievers, however, to raise praise to God on the occasion of the death of Jesus Christ. So it's our way of commemorating the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. So from beginning, it's always been on Good Friday.
So it's not limited to Christians. Anybody,
No.
any religion can come.
Anybody can come for Harvest Praise, and I bet my bottom peswa
Yeah.
that they will have a good time.
You'll have a good time.
Yes.
I am particularly excited about the record label part because we've talked about it. Even just the
I
conversation.
listened to the yes, I
we
did.
We had before. A lot of the people in the gospel space
Yeah.
find it difficult putting things out.
Yeah.
Was that the main motive? Did you have any experience with anybody, or you set out to think that looks like our people are struggling when it comes to these things, so we want to help them?
Yes. Well, being Harvest Praise, we have the gift of music. I mean, Harvest Praise evolved from Harvest International Ministries evolved from a group called Calvary Road Incorporated, and we used to do outreaches through the medium of music and drama.
Okay.
But we are especially gifted in music, and so our aim is to grow the gospel music space, grow in the space, and also develop and show excellence. So in the gospel music events space, I mean, I think we have pioneered excellence, professionalism. Gospel music events were not like this, before. And even for us, we have grown a lot. We have a documentary that we'll be showing that shows our beginnings, and you'll see that we have grown a lot. So on our 25th anniversary, we've been thinking, how else can we make a contribution, a meaningful contribution to the gospel music industry? And like you're saying, like in the last interview show, there's that gap, there's that need, And even for ourselves as a ministry also, we have lots of songs that the world hasn't heard about, So for our own purpose, and just because there's also that need over there, we want to leverage what we have built, to establish a record label to serve the gospel industry.
So, I mean, it's a very good one. And for the kids section, which artists are they going to perform there? Are they to expect?
They have King's Kid.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Boy.
Yeah, boy. They have Kasahari. They have Louis Pascal.
Okay.
So they have those three, apart from other ministries that will help Sports Coalition, with activities and coloring and all.
Yeah.
But then they have the gospel music artists as well.
And with the drama as well, what actually does it entail? What form of art? What's the storyline like? Is it about the death of Christ or what is it?
Well, there's always something new that Harvest Theatre presents. It's not one story every time, but it's always something that we can easily relate to, and which speaks the gospel, through drama. So as for the storyline, come and watch.
Okay.
It must be very, very expensive to put that program together with the kind of technical equipment and the stage alone and everybody coming together. How does what was cool?
Well, God provides. God provides.
And then sponsorship also?
Yes, we have sponsorship. It's highly so. For years, the ministry, Harvest International Ministries, has really been the bedrock of Harvest Praise.
Okay.
Our leaders tell us that we keep bringing them huge bills, huge bills to pay. But we also have sponsors, corporate sponsors who support us, you know. So the tickets are really well subsidized.
Okay. All right. So so it's happening on Good Friday.
Right.
It's happening on Good Friday, 4 p.m. at UPSA Auditorium. The tickets,
Yes.
will I go ahead?
Yes, go ahead.
The tickets are selling for VIP is 150,
Okay.
double is 150, and single 80 Ghana cedis.
Okay. And down there is
much,
full.
right.
So
Yeah, you know, it's subsidized so that
Yeah.
most people will
be
not
able to
find
come in.
money to be a barrier.
we'll get ours and we'll go.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we're expecting you.
Yeah, of course.
It's been really great having you, Dr.
Thank you for
Gloria
having
Folson.
us, and thank you for your support.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. So, Harvest Praise 25th anniversary edition, Good Friday, 7th April, at the UPSC Auditorium. That auditorium is really coming to good use. Lots of events happening there at 4 p.m. Don Moen from the USA, Moses Blessed from Nigeria coming through. So,
Harvest Gospel Choir.
yes, Harvest Gospel Choir, of course. Yeah, and of course, the guys in the control room, everybody has to come. Jesus and co, please, you need Jesus.
Right.
Jesus, you need Jesus. Oh, we have a young one called Jesus here. He needs Jesus. So
I see.
We'll bring him there. So that's how we wrap up the conversation today. Thank you very much, Dr. Gloria Folson.
Thank you.
For coming. She is the head of the committee, right?
Yes, please.
The
Yes.
Harvest Praise Committee, and of course, Noguchi. Yeah, she's with Noguchi.